One day, you might be proud that you're like, you know what? I wanted the pizza and I had the pizza and it's okay and no anxiety or guilt about it. And another day, you might be proud that, you know what? I wanted the pizza, but I didn't need it today. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. Hope you had a really good holiday season, good New Year, relaxing time with friends and family. Rico is behind the camera. We're back in New York. I just got back to New York last night. I was in Israel for a little bit, went to Florida with Gary, got back to New York late last night. I just got off a phone call with my buddy Joe DeFranco.
Yo, bro.
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How are your holidays? Who I've looked up to since I was like 14. I've followed him since I was 14, 15 years old. He's an amazing strength coach. You might remember I did a podcast with him probably about a month and a half ago now, and it was all about program design, like long-term program design, how to understand how to write your training programs, and also psychology and emotion of understanding your clients and what they're doing and how they're doing it and how to help structure your clients' programming and nutrition and mindset so you can help them succeed long-term, which we're going to do a seminar on. Rico is just asking about it and why we want to do it and what's the purpose of it. And it sort of got me thinking about a really important point going into the new year, but in general, it's not just for the new year. With workouts, what I was telling Rico was a lot of people make a huge mistake in that number one is all they're thinking about for that day is, what am I gonna do today? Like, that's it. There's no thoughts about what they did the day before or what they're gonna do the day after. And maybe they do think about those 2 days, 3 days, but what about the next week or the next month or the next 3 months or 6 months? And I was talking to Rico about, if you look at an Olympic athlete's program, their coach will look at their next Olympic competition in 4 years and they work back and design the program 4 years ahead of time and work backwards. And it doesn't always stay exactly the way they designed it, but they have a plan in place. And I would never say that you should have a 4-year plan for training, but for me, one of the most important ways to understand training is that the best program, the best workout is only as good as the one that came before it and the one that's coming after it. A lot of people get so hyper-focused on the one workout they're doing that day and they go all out, and it's like if they don't get sweaty and if they don't get tired and if they're not panting and if they're not burning and if they're not in pain, then it's worthless, and that's not true. What I was talking about with Joe on his podcast, and one of the things that we're really gonna hammer home at the seminar we're doing, is if you're only focusing on working as absolutely as hard as you can on this day, then maybe that's gonna leave you too sore to go as hard as you could on another exercise, on another workout down the road. And maybe that's gonna end up impacting you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the road. Understanding that you don't have to go as hard as you possibly can every single day. And in fact, learning how to wave your volume and intensity in your program design is a super important skill in understanding how to write your programs. So, really long-winded way of saying that Joe and I are gonna do a seminar on it, and I'm really excited about it because this type of material is not only important for coaches, but really important for their clients. And it's not really spoken about. It's not sexy. You don't really see it on Instagram. You don't really see it anywhere. You really have to find articles online or a lot of manuals, go to the library, pick up some books from there on actual program design. So we're really excited about it. And that's it. I'm gonna stop talking, I'm rambling. Had the conversation with Joe, gonna have a call with Susan about the inner circle in like an hour and a half or so. And then other than that, just doing work, hanging out with Rico, get some coffee. That'll be it.
Gonna be saying that.
Let's see. It's so nice out today.
It's beautiful.
Let's go this way.
I love your hat. I love it.
I've had this since I was a kid, and I like couldn't find it. And then when Leah turned the apartment upside down, she was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Yes, I wanted this for years." Have you been to Murray's Cheese on the street? All right, you're gonna love this place. Pasticceria, Nutella. It's not Nutella. Have you done an Italian with Rico lately? Those are fun. Welcome to Italian with Rico. It's not Nutella. It's Nutella. It's not a tree. It's a tree. We're going to Murray's Cheese. If you ever come to New York City and you like cheese or Italian food, this place is bomb. They've got like their grocery store section, then they've got their like restaurant section. Actually, I usually like their salads a lot, but we'll see. They've got like sandwiches, they got coffee. They got this one like pastry thing with like, it's literally just filled with prosciutto. It's fucking amazing. That's in here, but oh, it's busy as fuck. How good does that smell? Oh yeah, so they got all these breads. This one, the raisin is it pecan or pecan? Everyone says it differently.
I say pecan. I say pecan sometimes.
I say pecan. I say pecan. I say pecan. Yeah, these are all just like made every day. The salads are over here. So I'm getting the Greek salad this time. I also really like the house roasted turkey and farro bowl, mainly because it has goat cheese, and you could put goat cheese on cardboard and I eat that shit. But the issue is like it has a lot of goat cheese and a lot of pistachios in it, and they're great, I love it, but it takes, like if I'm gonna have this, like I might as well just have a sub because it's super high calorie. The Greek salad is like a little bit better portioned, so
how would you with that? How would you track your calories if it's not even? If there's no nutrition out there, why are you assuming that's high in calories?
So I mean, basically it comes from tracking calories for years and like understanding just intuitively, based on what I've done in the past, that this amount of goat cheese is a fuck ton, and it doesn't take a lot of pistachios for it to be several hundred calories. That's also like probably like 6 to 7 ounces of turkey at least. I mean, this whole thing is 16 ounces, right? So it's like, you can sort of start to divide, like, okay, well, most people don't really understand what a portion size looks like. 3 ounces of turkey, this is probably double, almost triple that. So like, a lot of people say you shouldn't count calories, you should only eat intuitively, but you can't eat intuitively if you don't have the knowledge for it first. So just, you can go in.
Oh no, sorry.
So you can just understand from doing it for years and years and years. You can go. You can just understand from doing it for years and years and years which one has higher calories, which one has lower calories. This one does not have nearly as much protein at all. Actually, I don't even know. This is the Greek salad, but there's actually no protein in this, which I'm fine with because I've already had a ton of protein today. This is more like, I'd rather have this, maybe like 200 calories, 250 calories before I start to get hungry, so I can keep myself going. And a lot of people are like, you gotta eat protein with every meal. You don't have to have it with every meal. Most important is net total protein at the end of the day. So I've already met my net protein intake for the day, so I don't need to worry about it. This is more just like get some veggies in, fill up, and not get super hungry before then I'm like ravenous. It's not San Pellegrino. It's San Pellegrino. It's San, right? San Pellegrino. I learned that from Italian with Rico. It's not Nutella. It's Nutella. Alright, so Rico is Italian, and apparently I've been saying all these words fucking wrong. So Rico is gonna do Italian with Rico, on my Instagram story. Let's check it out. So I just told Rico that I love prosciutto, and he kept silent, but in his head he was like, fucking idiot, that's not how you say it. And then a couple minutes later he was like, just so you know, it's not prosciutto, it's
Prosciutto.
prosciutto. Just told Rico that, but apparently most people don't know, myself included, is it's not called Nutella, it's actually Nutella. I'm gonna say something. Oh, cool. I just told Rico, I was like, hey, turn the camera on, I'm gonna say something. He's like, it's fucking live, you idiot. He didn't say that, he's much nicer than that. But I was telling Rico and you a minute ago that I'm getting a salad right now. It doesn't have any protein on it. I'm mainly getting it because I know I'm gonna get hungry soon, and I'd rather eat now and fill up before I get hungry so that I'm not super ravenous, then eat a bunch. So, there's literally brain farted right there, but I'd rather do that than wait until I'm like super ravenous. And I'm literally like struggling to eat this right now, mainly because I'm not hungry. And I think it's an important thing to keep in mind if you can be strategic with your food and understand, rather than waiting until you're hungry to look for food, maybe being a little bit more mindful, paying attention to when you get hungry throughout the day, looking at the time, like literally take note, okay, I got hungry around like 12:30 or 1 p.m. and do that for a week or two. And then that way you can start to plan, all right, if I know at 12:30 or 1 p.m. I'm gonna start to get hungry, then maybe make sure that you eat something around 11:30, 12. And it could be a little salad like this. And right now, like, I'm gonna go bring this back, put this in my fridge and save it for later, just because like I'm literally not hungry at all right now. But if I had waited another half hour, hour and a half, I might have gotten super hungry, and then like when you're really, really hungry and ravenous, you end up making more of an emotional decision rather than a logical one. So trying to make this more logical than anything else. So some food for thought. And that's it.
What if someone, would you recommend them filling up on water, or like what you're drinking sparkling, so like that fills up their stomach, instead of if they don't want to eat?
So Rico, great question. He was like, so would you recommend someone fill up on water? I'm drinking sparkling water, mainly because I like the taste of it better, fills me up more. But one of my major issues with saying fill up on water is that it's a very short-lived sensation of filling. You can chug it, you can drink it, and you'll get full, but it's gone pretty quick. And there's a lot to be said for the act of actually chewing your food. When you chew it and you get the act of chewing, even if it's not really a high-calorie food, a lot of times your brain will signal that you're eating, and then like the hunger will dissipate. So that's also actually why I tend to like crunchier foods, like crispier lettuce. I like to get these banana peppers. I like crisp tomatoes. It requires a little bit more chewing. So I do think there's something to be said for of course drink, but don't rely on fluids to keep you full, because it's just not gonna last.
What's your caption gonna be?
That's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to make it brief.
Is it hard for you to be brief sometimes, because you normally do a lot of longer captions?
Mainly because I'm not trying to do a longer caption. It's just I want to give as much value as I can, and I know the more information I provide, the more value tends to be. I think there's something to be said for being very witty and quick. There's a time and a place for it.
Your captions are very valuable.
Thank you. And that's what I want. I'm gonna try and make this one short. For me, it's just like I look at the value of one Instagram post. How many people are seeing it? How many people are gonna be affected by it? And it's like, what if I spent 20 more minutes, 30 more minutes on a caption? Could I have actually made a bigger impact type thing? And it's usually where my head goes. It's like, when I put this up, I was like, all right, like keep it quick. But as I'm writing it, I'm like, maybe I could go in more detail and say something better. Like, even, it doesn't even have to be anything genius. I think there's value to making someone smile. And if someone can like read a post and smile, like a real smile, and it took me an extra 20 minutes to make that happen, I'd say it's worth it. That's just like, so, but I do think from a skill and talent perspective in terms of writing, there's something to be said for having a one-liner that just makes people crack up. I need to get better at. Omar Isuf is really good at it. He does these one-liners, two-liners that are fucking hysterical. I'm like, fuck, that's so good. And he gets great response on it. I tend to be more long-winded, which is something I want to work on, like how to get better at both. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was that the guy who was a werewolf in a movie? Is that all the guy that the girls love? He looked like the werewolf dude, you know?
What's his name?
He was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter. Or as a vampire, I don't know, one of those things. Yes, Edward Cullen. Now we are headed back to HQ, as Rico calls it. And it's not pronounced HQ, it's pronounced HQ, which is just my tiny ass apartment. Got a call with Susan, talking about inner circle shenanigans. I feel like it makes the word shenanigans way better if you shenanigans. Then I've got a lot of work to do. Got to do, so basically for this month in the inner circle, Susan and I created 2 manuals. One manual is solely for bodyweight workouts. Another manual is for gym workouts. But the thing about all these workouts is that they're all 30 minutes or less. So we have some workouts for 30 minutes, some for 20, and some for 10, because a lot of people, they struggle with like, hey, had a crazy day, or like I have a business trip, or there's just a rough time in life. I don't have as much time as I used to. And so we wanted to give people options to be able to work out no matter how much time they had, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So putting those manuals together, doing client programs, that'll be the day. And then tomorrow, meeting up with Mike to film the course for the business mentorship on how to get more online coaching clients. This is very precarious that I have right here. People are like, wow, Jordan, you must be very organized and very, deliberate with everything you do. And meanwhile, I'm fucking walking around New York City, computer, seltzer, and salad that's about to spill all over the place, with a hat that I've had since I was like 6 years old. Ugh, and my pants are falling down too. I need a belt. We got Susan Niebegal Fitness on the line. We got Rico here.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Not much. We just got a little bite to eat. Stoked with the response to the inner circle. I love it. Do you have dates in mind already that work for you, or no?
The next week, the week of the 14th, that's wide open. I could do that anytime.
All right. I love you.
I love you too.
I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Good call.
Good call. Fucking tired, but got a long night ahead. Got to get these manuals done, programs done. Oh, then the mentorship tomorrow. Then Vegas. Yeah, pretty busy schedule, huh? All right, guys, so want to wrap this video up. Got a ton of work to do, but really quick, in regard to what I was talking about at the Marty's Cheese place about the salad and about eating and about being strategic with your food. I posted on Instagram a picture of me with lettuce in my mouth that Rico took. That I was like, oh, I'd rather be having pizza right now, but I'm trying not to eat like an asshole, so I am like actually gonna be eating the salad. And it's been interesting to read the comments. It's been interesting to read the comments because a lot of people are just like, oh my God, that's so relatable. And people are like, you know what, like it is really hard sometimes to make sure that you're eating the vegetables. I would so much rather have the pizza or the cake or the this or the that. And it got me thinking, there's a lot of fitness professionals, I don't think they're doing it out of ill intent or malice or anything. I think they always just talk about how like, no, like I love vegetables and vegetables are great and they taste so good and like that's fantastic, and I like vegetables and fruit too, but 10 times out of 10 I'd rather have fucking pizza than a salad. Like I just would. I think there's a lot to be said for not lying about that or not pretending like it's bad to want that. I think that's where a lot of the friction comes in, a lot of the feeling bad or guilty about food and food anxiety. It's like, well, I'd rather have this, but then I think I should be having this. And there's a lot of this like cognitive dissonance and this angst that's built up. And listen, 10 times out of 10, I'd rather have a fucking slice of pizza than a salad. Just because I want it doesn't mean that when I'm done eating it, I'm going to be happier that I had it. And so I think it's an interesting mindset to get into with yourself, with food. If you struggle with eating the foods that are gonna help you reach your goals because you tend to go for what you crave rather than what you know is gonna help you get somewhere, instead of focusing on maybe what you're craving in the moment, try thinking about, at the end of the day, what you're gonna be most proud of looking back on. At the end of the day, are you gonna be proud of yourself that you essentially ate what you were craving, or will you be proud of yourself that you ate not what you were craving, but what will help you move one step closer to achieving your goals? One day, you might be proud that you're like, you know what? I wanted the pizza and I had the pizza and it's okay, and no anxiety or guilt about it. And another day, you might be proud that, you know what? I wanted the pizza, but I didn't need it today. And it's okay, and I had the salad and I feel good about that decision. It's not about one being always right or one being always wrong or one being better or one being worse. It's about really listening to your heart and understanding that it's okay to want something, and it's also okay to say, hey, I have a goal, and just because I want it doesn't mean I need it, so I'm gonna do my best to focus on what's gonna help me achieve my goals, because I know long-term it's gonna make me feel better. Just a mindset to think about, to play with consciously throughout the day. I hope this helped. Rico and I would really like to know, we'd really appreciate it if you would leave in the comment section letting us know what type of content you would enjoy or you would like to see more of, whether it's exercise video tutorials, full workout videos that we've been doing where like I go through the workout and explain things step by step. If you prefer more food anxiety, more binge eating, like how to prevent it, more talks like this, what benefits you the most? What do you enjoy the most? If you could leave some comments, some feedback, it would really, really, really help us out a lot, because this is all about you. So thank you. We love you. Have an amazing day, and talk to you soon.